what awaits us after the final breath fades into silence? Does the soul dissolve into the void, or pass through hidden gateways beyond mortal understanding? Welcome, traveler of veiled paths, to the threshold of the unseen. Today, we journey into the heart of one of humanity's most profound mysteries, the sacred Bardo Thodol, known to many as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Picture a guide, not of flesh, but of spirit, leading you through the fragile, flickering corridors between life and death. This is the power of the Bardo Thodol. And no, this is not merely some instruction manual for the dying. It is a cosmic roadmap, a lantern for the soul adrift between worlds. Prepare yourself, for together we shall cross thresholds unseen, decode forgotten wisdom, and perhaps catch a glimpse of what it truly means to exist. The Bardo Thodol was born from the mind of Padmasambhava, a figure cloaked in legend, half history, half myth, hailing from the sacred soils of ancient India. He is revered in Tibetan lore as Guru Rinpoche, the precious master. But Padmasambhava was far more than a mere monk. He was a sorcerer of the soul, a wielder of tantric forces, a guardian of secret truths. The Bardo Thodol was his gift, a beacon for the living and the dying. From childhood, Padmasambhava exhibited supernatural abilities, quickly recognized as a Mahasiddha, a being who had pierced the veil of ordinary existence and attained miraculous spiritual powers. It was King Tresong Ditsen of Tibet who summoned him, desperate to weave Buddhism into the fabric of a divided and animist land. At that time, Tibet was a wild crossroads of shamanic rites, Bon traditions, and elemental worship. Upon arriving, Padmasambhava faced not just human resistance, but the wrath of ancient spirits. Through rituals both fearsome and profound, he subdued the forces of the old world, merging Bon deities into Buddhist cosmology, ensuring survival through synthesis, not conquest. Thus, the foundations of Tibetan Buddhism were set, and with them, the creation of the sacred Sami monastery. In Tibetan understanding, death is no obliteration. It is a gateway, a transitional state, a fleeting moment where freedom or entrapment hangs by a thread. Padmasambhava recognized that at death, stripped of the senses, the mind stands naked before reality. And in that rawness, there lies a rare window to ultimate liberation. Yet he also knew the truth, that most souls, overwhelmed by fear and ignorance, squander this chance. And so, with immense compassion, he crafted the Bardo Thodol, a companion text for the soul at its most vulnerable, a whispered reminder of what must not be forgotten when flesh and bone are no more. The Bardo Thodol maps three great thresholds, the bardos that every traveler of death must cross. First comes the Chikai Bardo, the bardo of the moment of death. As the final breath slips away, the body begins to disintegrate, and the mind is released from its mortal anchor. Here, the soul encounters the primordial clear light, a brilliance so pure, so overwhelming, it defies words. This light is the soul's true face, the unconditioned mind itself, infinite, eternal, unbound. Some call it the higher self, others the solar mind. Names are dust before its grandeur. For those spiritually prepared, recognizing the clear light means instant liberation, nirvana, the end of all wandering. No rites, no prayers, no rituals, only naked, staggering recognition of what has always been. Yet for the unready, the clear light is unbearable. Fear recoils from its intensity. Attachment clings to the known, and so the soul retreats, falling deeper into illusion, ushered into the next realm, the Chethnayed Bardo, the Bardo of visions. As Carl Jung once mused, the gods and demons we meet are not out there. They are fragments of ourselves. In the Chethnayed Bardo, stripped of flesh, the soul faces its own mind, amplified, intensified, terrifyingly real. Visions arise, some angelic, some monstrous. These are not external forces. They are reflections of the soul's own karma, fear, desire, and memory. First, peaceful deities appear, radiant Buddhas, bodhisattvas, luminous beings offering refuge. If the soul can recognize them as its own higher nature, liberation remains within reach. But if fear clouds perception, the soul spirals downward, encountering the wrathful deities, terrifying forms of rage, lust, terror, not punishments, but mirrors, revealing all that is yet unmet. This dreamscape, more vivid than any dream of life, offers yet another chance. Recognize the projections as your own. The Bardo Thodol urges, and you shall be free. But beware, the visions are overwhelmingly real. The untrained mind clutches, recoils, believes, and so most continue the descent. Only the clear, fearless mind, trained in life to pierce illusion, can navigate these psychic storms. The soul must remember, nothing it sees is truly separate. Everything is but a flicker upon the surface of shunyata emptiness. Failure to see this truth binds the soul tighter to the wheel of rebirth. The fearful flee from wrathful visions. The attached cling to the peaceful ones. In both cases, the soul is inspired. True liberation demands a razor's edge of wisdom, to look upon horror and beauty alike, and see only the light behind them. If the soul cannot awaken, it is swept into the final stage, the Sidpa Bardo, the Bardo of becoming, of rebirth. Pure, the soul is drawn irresistibly by karmic winds. All thoughts, all deeds, all intentions, they weigh the soul like stones. They do not judge, they attract. Fear, anger, longing, these magnetic forces pull the soul into a new womb, a new body, a new illusion. Images of coupling beings flash before the mind's eye, the stirring call of incarnation. Blinded by desire or aversion, the soul chooses almost helplessly. The Bardo Thodol teaches, even here, in the last moments before rebirth, there is a chance to wake up, to refuse, to detach, to rise beyond the cycle. But few remember. Most plunge back into the river of samsara, reborn to suffer, to learn, to seek the light once more. The portals are always open, but only the fearless may pass through.